more troops being pushed into the Uri area after 18 troops were killed here. Sources have told NDTV that the Indian Army is asking some hard questions. One, there was specific intelligence that 3 groups of 4 terrorists each were in the region. But despite this information and one attack in Poonch last week, why was the Uri camp caught off guard? How did terrorists have specific intel that the battalions were being changed, that this would be a vulnerable time as some soldiers would be unarmed? Why were the troops housed in tents and not pakka rooms despite these being available? And why were the tents next to a fuel dump in an area which sees many terror attacks? The attackers seemed to know where the incoming soldiers were. The new battalion had moved in on Friday, barely 48 hours before the attack. 7 of those killed were support staff.
Uri is like a bowl, and it is an island as well. It is a bowl because, as you can see, we are surrounded by high mountains. This is the lowland. And it is an island because all across Uri, this area is the line of actual control. That is the brigade headquarters. That is the army installation, that was attacked yesterday, where 17 people lost their lives. Now, it is interesting because the nearest line of control from here is about 6 to 7 kilometers, and that is where preliminary investigation, the suspicion is that they would have got down through and attacked the soldiers who were on the other side, on the rear side of this installation.
इसके पीछे जो है ये गांव है और पूरी फेंसिंग की हुई है, जो भी लास्ट वाले गांव हैं उनको पूरी फेंसिंग की हुई है. हमें तो शॉक ही लग गया सर कि ये हुआ कैसे, मतलब इतनी सिक्योरिटी के बावजूद भी जहां परिंदा पर नहीं मार सकता है वो आए कैसे और अटैक कैसे किए, यहाँ पे तो इम्पॉसिबल है सर.
As New Delhi decides on an appropriate and calibrated response to Pakistan, the Indian Army too is conducting a court of inquiry where many of these questions will be answered and looked into. But it must also ensure that lessons are learnt. With camera person Sheikh Momin from Uri, Shudhiranjan Sen for NDTV.